I'm getting ready to put the motor on. Pretty grateful for this little tractor. Saves a lot of weightlifting. So yeah, just got it here, and tried searching in the owner's manual where you could lift these things from, and the only thing I could find was this hook here. So I imagine that's where he's hooked right onto the block there. Imagine that's it. I couldn't find anything in the owner's manual saying where to lift it or anything. So I'd imagine that's where they lift them. If anybody knows, send me a comment. I don't know. It seems to be the only place where you could actually put something to lift it from. So it's probably something from the factory, I imagine, but I imagine it's strong enough to lift the whole motor itself. So I'm gonna put it on here, and yeah, hope for the best. Here's what happens when you're by yourself. I think it'll work. Close. Almost got it. Over a little bit. Look at that. That one's in. Oh, I forgot I gotta caulk those holes. Whoopsie. Better get the caulk in there. Let's go over here. I'm just gonna tighten up the transom bolts here. That's pretty good. There. All the bolts are well caulked. Like my fingers are well caulked. Caulking everywhere. Anyway. Yeah, well caulked. I'll just trim it up with some paper towels and stuff. The inside there. Tabbed. Or not tabbed. Caulked. Wasn't sure about these bolts, if the big piece is supposed to point into the splash well, or it's supposed to be outside, but I think it's supposed to be on the splash well side, but I couldn't remember when I took it off. I think that's how it was. So that's all. Those bolts are, I don't know if you can see them. So I have to get in there. I'll show you. Yeah, they're all caulked and tightened. So that's good. So the motor is on. Finally. Can't remember what month they took it off, but I think it was like January or something. So, and it's August now. So, yep, she's on. Yeah, when you're by yourself, this little loader sure helped out a lot. Yes, got my wife to help me at the end there to line everything up. And yeah, so that helped too. So, but yeah, glad to have that back on. So now I can just trim up or wipe off any excess caulking and that stuff, and then yeah, then I can start doing my rigging. Put my steering cable in. Hope I can get it in now. Should be able to. I'll do a quick blip on that once I get that done. Got the steering cable on. It was a bit of a learning curve. It's all in there now. So what happened was, when it came out here, I forgot that before I put the motor on, I should have stuck the steering cable through the housing here and screwed it on. Because what happened was I had to make this hole bigger, because this is too rigid. It wouldn't. You can't go sideways into the port there where it goes into the motor. So I tried to make. Nope, it wasn't gonna go. So I had to slowly cut little by little till I had enough, and then it was like that, and then it was able to go in. So now I got a bigger hole here I have to deal with. I think the boot might be big enough. It looks like it's big enough to kind of cover the whole thing. So, but once I get the cable all secured inside there, then I'm gonna worry about that. So yeah, bit of a learning curve. Anyway, that's what this is all about. So in case somebody ever does this themselves, some boats might have enough room there to do that. I'm not sure, but this one didn't. So that's something you might want to check before you put your motor on. Make sure you can get your steering cable on it first. So, because these things don't like to bend too much, especially the solid part that goes inside there. So, but yeah, it's on. It's looking good. The steering seems to work fine. Much easier to spin than the old one. So it's all working good. Got some grease inside the sleeve there, so it stays nice. So I bought this steering cable from Vevor, V-E-V-U-O-R. So seems okay. Seems a little thinner than the old one, but anyway, we'll see how the longevity works out for it. But it was pretty reasonable. It's about $160 or $170 Canadian. So, and the other ones, the name brand ones or whatever, were about $260. So I thought, well, I'll give it a shot, see how it works. Seems to be fine. Reviews seem to be good. So yeah, I'll just keep going on here. I have to get down to the rigging where I put my controls and all that back on, all the wiring hooked up to the motor. That may take a bit. And next I'm going to paint these. Get these painted, and then it's and that's finished. I don't have to worry about that anymore. So I'm going to do that next. It's nice to have the motor on now. The Lord kept us safe while we were doing it. My wife gave me a hand at the end there. I recommend getting help with this for sure. Nobody lost any fingers or anything like that trying to get it onto the transom, so that's a blessing. Got to keep our fingers. And yeah, just something like this is, I think the motor weighs 200 and something pounds, so maybe my 20s I might be able to muscle it on there myself, but no, not at my age. Loader tractor hydraulics help you big time, so if you got it, use it. If not, get some buddies and maybe do it that way. But yeah, remember to be safe when you're doing stuff like this. But very grateful that everything is good and it's on there. And I'll have to get all the rigging hooked up, the controls and the wiring. So I'll take the top off, obviously, and have the controls and stuff in there. Glad I took lots of pictures with my cell phone where everything was located. So, and work on the steering cable. Gonna get that all up inside and tucked in and strapped up back to where it was, and it should be good. And I'll give this another coat of paint tomorrow sometime. Didn't turn out great, but whatever, it's gonna get me fishing. So I'll just wait for the winter time or next spring, and I'll just sand all the boat pretty much and give it a coat of paint. So I might spray it, so I might invest in a sprayer. I might need a different compressor, but I'll look into that. So yeah, it'd be nice to spray it, because the original owner sprayed it when he did it in 2000. So the finish is actually not too bad. It's held up pretty good over the years. It's taken quite a bit of rented lips, a bit of abuse and just rough handling. And because when I fish, I actually keep my net on the top of the bow here, because there's just not a lot of room in the boat. So the net kind of rubs on here and stuff. You can see there it rubs and stuff like that. So I have to figure out something where you can hold the net in there. But it's, when you want to land that fish, you want to be fighting a net that's stuck on something. Like sometimes it gets stuck on these cleats sometimes. And so anyway, just not enough room inside the boat to hold it. So let's find it better if it sits on the bow. So, but yeah, anyway, I'll give another coat of paint tomorrow and get the controls and stuff all rigged up. Starting the rigging, I also put the decided not to put another layer of paint on here, because I'm going to be sanding it down and doing some body filler and stuff. Maybe it just looks too blotchy, and yeah, little holes and stuff. But so I got the trim back on, and it looks pretty good all the way around the back here, and the end cap's on. Starting to do the rigging. Got the first wire hooked up already down in here. It runs through there at the front. Starting to put everything through here that needs to come through. And yeah, I put the control cables in there and all that stuff. So just the bits and pieces I saved. And all the controls are down here waiting to be installed on the side here. And I managed to get my steering cable up inside here. So it's all tucked up and nice in there. And yeah, just gotta keep going. Glad I took lots of pictures of the motor with the wiring and stuff, so that'll help a lot to see where things go. Actually looks pretty basic. It's not too hard, so things are either a male or a female or a plug, so it's not too bad. It's just more the routing of the wires when they came in, like how they went through and whatever, right? So that's always important, because you don't want anything rubbing or on anything, or you know, or shorting or whatever, right? So pretty important with that, with the routing of the wires and stuff. So even the dogs have helping me out. Yeah, she helps when I'm in there. She licks my face. Keeps me awake, I guess. Starting the rigging. Starting to get the wires pulled through here to go into the engine. I think I remember how everything went. I already put one in on this side here. I believe this wire here is for the power tilt and trim. It just sat right into there. I remember just from the pictures I took on my phone. And yeah, got all the trim piece put back on here. So that's all the way on. I didn't give this join here another coat. I just left it because it's pretty blotchy and stuff. It's going to need some body filler or fairing material, whatever you call it, and more sanding. So I thought, well, I don't want to make it too thick of paint on there. I'm just going to leave it until next spring, when I'll do it properly with some body filler and stuff, and just make it all more flat looking, better looking. So I just got to put this piece of trim on that goes on the bottom here all the way along, and then I can start running my wires and stuff, because I have to mount my controls on there. So on the bracket that's there, it's kind of in the shade there. So just got to put these trim pieces on, one here this side, and the other one is right there, goes on that side. So yeah, getting closer. Looking forward to firing this sucker up. Hopefully today I'll be able to start it up, see how she runs.